Welcome to the Home Inspector Marketing Podcast. Because you're a home inspector looking to increase your sales, improve your cash flow, and boost your bottom line, you are in the right place. For additional training resources on how you can grow your home inspection business, go to microreturns.com right now. And now, here's the podcast.
My name is Mike Crow. I run a home inspection business. In fact, I've run a couple of them. And I've helped a number of home inspectors be able to reach $300,000 to $400,000 as a single inspector operation. And you can do the same thing. On this podcast, I'm going to share some great secrets with you on how to do that. Howdy, this is Mike Crow here from Texas, and I will tell you we're having a great time. Business is moving forward. A lot of great things are happening. Right now, I'm talking with you about the book that literally changed everything I did in business. Everything. It's the cornerstone of what we talk about, and it's called The E-Myth Revisited. Again, when I got the book, it was called The E-Myth. So I want to talk with you about Chapter 3. It's a really short chapter, which is kind of important in itself, but it talks about the infancy of your business, and that's the entrepreneurial phase of your business. And I want to kind of put this into perspective for you. As you're growing a business, and you may be brand new, getting ready to start the business up, or you may be in business for 15 plus years, but your business may not have grown through this. In fact, let me put it this way. Do you have 15 years of experience, or do you have 15 years of 1 year of experience? And see, sometimes when I say that to people, they go, oh, I never looked at it that way. So I have 1 year of experience 15 times. And that's what a lot of people that are in business, they have that. And here's the cool thing is, boy, I will tell you that if you've got 1 year of experience 15 times, that is like driving a car, and you could drive somewhere that's an hour away and get there and never look at a map, never look at a thing. Imagine you did that for 15 years. That's how you do inspections. You've got it down. What I want to help bring into your life now is how to be the entrepreneur in the business, how to be the manager in the business, and how to make sure that the business continues to grow. Maybe you wish to do inspections yourself your entire life. That's great. There's nothing wrong with that. In most cases, people want to sell the business. It's hard to sell the business if you're a single-man operation, okay? It is possible, but it's much harder, and you're going to get less for it. On the other hand, if you have 6 inspectors and you have a couple of client coordinators, you have a full-time marketing person, and when I say 6 inspectors, I'm not counting you. You just manage the whole thing. Your business is now worth a lot of money, okay? And that's why I was able to sell my first business for over $1 million, was because I had like 8 inspectors plus office people plus a number of things in place. All right, so Chapter 3, it talks about the infancy. And the infancy of your business, it's really the vision, the entrepreneur in you, and we all have some, but the vision the entrepreneur has inside of that. And so a business growth goes through like 3 different cycles. It goes through infancy, adolescence, and maturity. And the question is, people that have been in business for 15 years, they think their business is in maturity, but it's not, okay? Now, the inspection process may be very mature, but their business is not, okay? Imagine if you were growing up, you were a baby, you were born, you were growing up, and that each part of your body grew to maturity before other parts did. So your arms become fully functional adult arms before your legs do. Wouldn't be a very pretty picture, but that's kind of the way people are growing their businesses out there. And so it's kind of an interesting thing. During the infancy, one of the things that you'll find is that you are a master juggler. You're literally keeping all the balls in the air, okay? In the infancy, the owner and the business are the same thing. And you want to make sure that you grow all parts of the business, and you want to make sure that you put all the pieces. And if you're lucky, okay, all the sweat and worry and work that you put into the business in the very infancy begins to work off. And you're good, all right? You work hard and you get good results, which is wonderful. Your customers are crazy about you. In fact, someone sees you do an inspection, man, somebody else wants you to do another inspection, and another real estate agent wants to start referring you. And all of this is good. Now, here's part of the problem that you're going to run into is they're going to fall in love with you, not the business. And one of the things as we go through this book is I'm going to teach you the difference between unique selling points and personal selling points. And it's one of the things that sometimes people don't understand. So if the business is wrapped around you, you can't get away. It's like a python wrapped around you. You are going to die inside that python's grips, okay? It is going to suffocate you. And so you need to make sure that you're building it so it's a business that at some point you can step out and the business will run by itself. And that was one of the mistakes that I ran into when I was growing the business. The business was wrapped around me. And when I stepped out for 2 weeks, my business literally tried to fall apart. So if you didn't hear that story, go back and listen to some of the earlier podcasts and you can hear that. But here's the thing is your customers are crazy about you. They keep coming in drove. And then something weird happens. It all kind of changes. You begin to drop some of the balls, okay? You miss an appointment. You miss something on an inspection. You start realizing you're doing too much. And by the way, there's ways to help fix that down the road, and we'll talk about that. But glitches start showing up, okay? And so you realize you've got to do something. You've got to change something. And so one of the things that people do is they start hiring people. But I'm going to tell you the truth is you hire the wrong people almost always. 90+% of people, when they hire somebody into their business, that first person they're hiring is the wrong person, the wrong position inside the company. So, what do? When you hire somebody, it doesn't work out, and now you've got even more business, you know what you do? You work harder. You work longer, all right? And everything just continues to get a little bit more of a hassle. And if you want to take a week off, you literally have to shut the business down and stop taking inspections or stop doing inspections at least while you're gone for that week. And if you want to take 2 weeks off, heaven help you. That's 2 weeks without any income. One of the things that I see sometimes with home inspectors is that like they'll go, oh man, there's this opportunity over here where I can go away for a month and earn a lot of money doing that, and then I'll come back and do my inspection business. And their business dies while they're gone, and they don't even realize why. And so I want to make sure that you don't step into that. So in a flash, you kind of realize your business has become the boss that you thought you left behind. There's no getting rid of the boss. There's no getting rid of that python that has basically got its whole body wrapped around you. And so infancy ends when you realize that the business cannot continue the way it has been going, and that in order for it to survive, it will have to change. And this is where almost everybody makes the most tragic mistake in their business. They hire the wrong people, and they hire people to do certain things, and those people become just like that person. They become so important that if anything happens to that person, then their business suffers again. And we'll talk about that as we go into the adolescence of the business and who do you hire and why do you hire? Well, that's all for today. This is Mike Crow, and I just want to tell you once again, be successful and be around those that are successful. It's so much easier to play big when you're playing on a team with winners. If you're out there all by yourself every single day and you're trying to create everything from scratch yourself, well, you're just going to have to do it by trial and error. But if you stand next to 10 other people that are being successful and going that direction, you're going to find it so much easier. And you're going to be able to balance things out so much better. I remember the first time we put a mastermind group together of home inspectors, and all of them were from across the country. We all had 6 or more inspectors, and we all sat down, and here's what we realized was 80% of everything we did, everybody else was doing. But that 20% that I was doing, that they weren't doing, that guy was doing, that I wasn't doing, that guy was doing, that I wasn't doing, changed everything. Changed everything. Kind of the 80-20 rule, right? And when I started putting some of that 20% into my business and changing those little pieces, my business got so much more successful and solid and stable. So be successful and be around those that are successful. And, the cool thing is when you do that, the more money you make, the more people you can help. This is Mike Crow. Have a great day, and I'll talk with you again soon.
We hope you enjoyed the podcast, and as a friendly reminder, if you're looking to increase your sales, improve your cash flow, and boost your bottom line as a home inspector, go to MikeCrowReturns.com right now.